evening, children. Don't know what just happened to my voice there. I hope everybody's okay tonight. So, where are we? 1 second. Blah 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 blah. So. To make sure everything's running, because you know me, I always end up making stupid mistakes. Don't realise that I haven't done something. More or less, right? So yeah, on my way back to the bubble. Well, technically second Zoomski, but I'll give you it because you said it. So, it's not been that long, has it, Kathina? Has it? Oh, damn it, I knew I'd pressed the wrong bloody button. See you later, heatsink. Right, now what I would like, people, is if you can keep an eye on the stream today, because I'm trying to get the latency down so that I can he says, I'm looking at the video back now and I can see that I'm way off, but I'm trying to get the latency down. I don't know why it doesn't come off. Right, so I'll stop flying in a straight line. Oh, please get those likes in, by the way, while you can. Thank you. Right, okay. So, as you can see, we are still slightly below the bubble, but I have been making some inroads. Is this on? Probably isn't, actually, knowing me. No, it is. But it's not loud enough. Here's one for you, Kathina. Did you know the Thargoids are ageists? They really don't like geriatrics, according to Zoomski. Fucking hate them. That's what he said. I don't know about you, I can't wait till I'm old. Till he's sat at Christmas dinner with the rest of the family and you're just like, I just pissed myself. The fuck are you gonna do about it? Right. Let's have a look. Wow, I don't know if you can hear that sound, but I'm sorry about that. My washing machine has turned into R2-D2. Sounds like a rape alarm. I swear it's not. I swear. Actually, it's not too bad. That's not the normal sound of a washing machine. Okay, let's get this bus moving. I'm going to be totally honest, the RNG hasn't been very good to me. I've hit a fair few water worlds, but none of them so far have been terraformable. And it kind of goes in line with the last stream I did as well. I went through a huge amount of systems and nothing was terraformable. So I don't know. I don't know why it's been like that the last couple of days. I did find an Earth Lake earlier and an ammonia world, so that was good. That's not what it's about. I'm still miles out because I haven't done anything since I last did the stream. So, and anybody else who's just dropping into the stream, come by, say hello in the chat. If you like what you're watching, please hit that like button and the subscribe button if you haven't subscribed before. Hey Scott, how's it going? You've changed your picture, Scott, and so's Jess. This is wrong. You've all changed your pictures. This is just wrong. It's changed Pickwick. Is that once every 2 months or something? Is that like sweepstakes? It's a nice picture, don't get me wrong. It's just not what I'm used to. No, what's happening, Zoomski? There's a... No. Are they fixing it? Of course they want to fix it, Kathina. It's not doesn't fit in with the simulation. Zoomski, stop typing with one finger and tell us what's going on. You can't come in here and say, guess what happened here, and then not say anything. They have nerfed it. Okay, here it goes. Oh, hang on a minute, but I always thought that you can put your SRV into orbit. Don't you know? And you lot think there's going to be planetary, not planetary landings, atmospheric landings. Honestly, I wouldn't invite them to a brewery. Ah, okay. But I still thought, like, going from space to the planet, I always thought it's when you come out the glide that there's kind of a change. And then, therefore, the SRV couldn't actually go into orbit. Because I know that those moons that have been colliding, you can't drive off one and onto the other. Because in theory, they're two separate entities. I think it would have to be Jess, maybe. I forgot, I've still got a bloody passenger on board. And he's still got 2 weeks on his, 2 weeks and 2 days on his, almost 2 weeks and 3 days actually on his tag. And unless he wants dropping off in the, bubble, he's got no chance of getting back to Colonia. I might just keep him as a pet. I could get back in 2 days if I wanted to. I don't know if I can this week though. It's the final couple of weeks of the term at school now, so I've got a lot of work to be doing. Hence why I'm streaming. I haven't seen that one, Scott. I'll have to check it out. Isn't that new ship, Jess? And go back to the streaming thing. It's got, one of the things I'm thinking of kind of cutting down the streaming on a Saturday or on a Sunday at least. I thought that maybe I would do one on a Saturday afternoon, but for the moment I'm going to cut down on the weekend streams. One, because I'm always walking on a Sunday. This week I actually did it on a Saturday. The Challenger? I didn't know about that one. Oh no, the Challenger I know about. It's the crate. Yeah, sorry, there is two. I don't... Wasn't that like the 1980s? I think you would get away with that one, Jess. Mind you, I watched a documentary on that the other day. Horrible story. Especially for the people who suspected it would blow up. Illuminati. They should have called it that actually, Kathina, that would have been good. I was thinking about that, why can't you just get like big trailers that you can stick onto the back of your DBX? You know, just have like a convoy going out through the slot. That'd be fun. Sun system. So if you've just joined the stream, do drop by and say hello in the chat. Also click that like button, please. The more the better. Oh really? They're pretty cool, aren't they, Scott? I don't think I've done them all yet, the generation ships. I don't think so. I used to kind of do them before I was, before I really streamed anything. Did somebody just unlike? You bastards. Maybe somebody just doesn't like begging. It's my stream, I'll do what I want. You want to go check out the INRA bases, Scott? You'll probably like that. Which ship was it, Scott? And why did you change your picture? See, people, I'm just going to tell you my secret. I don't always remember people's handles or people's names. Scott's a bit different because, and Jess and Zoomski, you're all a little bit different because you're hanging a lot. But when people start changing their pictures, I don't know who they are. Apart from Elite Bastard, who changed his name just to throw me off. Ah, the Atlas, yeah, I've been to that one. I should do a stream of all the generation ships, actually. I do, Jess. I just like using the word. I can't believe he was getting crap for it. I mean, it doesn't really mean anything. I'd consider it hardly a swear word. Seriously, Scott? I'd have told him to fuck off. I hope he did. You didn't catch the name, did you? I'll hunt them down. I'll haunt them in every stream they go in. In fact, we should all change our pictures to Scott's picture and just follow that person around the streams. Nah, Scott's picture was just a frontal face pic, like a selfie or something. Oh, you can Photoshop them out, Jess. I never used to have grey hairs till I started teaching kids. They're stealing my youth. Yeah, but to be fair, Scott, this is the internet. That's low numbers for the internet. Those are rookie numbers. Oh, don't you just love the internet? Wasn't a bloke called Tigster, was it? Oh yeah, it's alright if your friends say that. Oh, you're on about his friend or your friends? They basically look like anybody's photo that you're having a beef with on the internet. It's a standard procedure of dissing someone, internet style. We should have told him to fuck off, Scott. I didn't even think anybody had ever seen one, Kathina. I thought they're always in vans saying free puppies or free sweets or whatever. Oh, in this day and age, free credits for FIFA or something like that. Fortnite subscriptions, probably. All those blokes in the picture frames are all models, aren't they? So at least you've got that going for you. Yeah, picture in wallet, picture in frame. All of the above. Oh, might have an earth lake here. 500 light seconds, not bad. So what's the CG this week anyway? Does anybody fill me in? It's an undiscovered one, that one as well, so it's always nice to find one of them. Oops. Why is it coming up with that? Calzirad oil, that's why. I don't know, just I have no idea. See, I could have been doing that. This game hates me. I should never have got to Colonia. I should have just asked about for a week and then I would have had what I wanted now. June 7th. Yeah, maybe, but you don't. It's hard to get in the top 50 then. Good. I'm hoping. Well, I should get back in within a night or two, I think. Oh, we got just a sun system, I think. Yeah. What are you doing in game at the moment, Jess, anyway? Oh, we got a couple of big water ones here. Only thing is at 2,000 light seconds on a F star. Unless it's a supremely hot one, I don't think either of these are going to be terraformable. Definitely give it a try though. Oh, you better take a couple of months off then. Big updates come. I've tried mixing up a bit. I was playing Detroit Become Human last week, which is really good fun. Then we got what? Then we went into the retro. The retro night, which was really good fun. Enjoyed that. Even if I died. It was a bit annoying. Not super annoying though. Could have been worse. That's not bad going because I don't even think I've unlocked any engineers in a long time. Definitely haven't unlocked them all. Probably going to be... No, it looks like a water world. Oh no, prove me wrong. Bastard. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I unlock them as I think I need them. I've still got a few to unlock that, like the one that gives you lightweight limpets, or the one that gives you really strong limpets so that they don't blow up when they hit an asteroid. That's good for mining. We've got a nice looking system here, but it's probably going to be poop. Might get 2 terraformables out of it if we're lucky. Looks like a G, no, an F. No, a G. An F or a G. I just get mixed up because of the lightness. It's an F. Yeah, it's an F. Okay. It's possible. Actually, it's not possible. It's highly probable. I didn't slow down at 7 seconds, did I? Do the dip of shame. How's she looking? Let's have a look at how she's looking. Actually, really not bad considering. Doesn't really look too scratched. The name's still there and everything. Pretty well. It's got a few chips in it. Nothing major. Oh yeah, terraformable. And all these are unclaimed because there's no way these are claimed out here. So people, if you're enjoying the stream, please drop a like, and if you're new to the stream and you're just joining for the first time, come by and say hello in the chat. That's what it's there for. If you have any questions about, well, kind of discovery stuff, because I'm out in the middle of nowhere, so that's the best I can do for you at the moment. Is that sarcasm? Just because of the delay. Have you noticed there's a bit of a lesser delay now? I think there's a small one because it's not scanning it yet. That one wasn't terraformable, unfortunately. But at least I know now. There's a couple of ways you can do it, Jess. You can bookmark them. I also use what's it called? Hang on a sec. I haven't even turned it on actually. That's great because I've just had a couple of really good discoveries. But I use Elite Discovery Online. Because you just can't you can't mark every one of them. I think it's Elite Discovery Online. Elite Galaxy Online, sorry, not Elite Discovery. Oh yeah, that can be a bit of a pain. That's why the things like the comms links are pretty good, because they you can go back and have a really good look at some of the systems. And if you get any record breaking things, it'll log it as well.
Frameshift drive charging.
I mean, I think the only ones I've ever bookmarked is my first ever full system, which I can't remember the deal was. I think it was if I found a ringed ammonia world that I would scan the whole system. It could be one of those sneakily hidden ammonia worlds. No, it's not though. Now I can spot them. They're never bloody hidden. Yeah, those are the ones that used to get me, because you can get like, you know, like you come across, I think the highest one I've ever had was 135, and it ended up just being dust, and there was a few planets in there, but nothing of great value. Yeah, I tend to find the systems that are the most are the best are the 15, 16 objects, because normally you're not going to get an asteroid belt in there, but that doesn't mean that you don't. It just and the ones you don't want are ones like this where it like spurts out of mind. It'll probably prove me wrong now and have a really good yield, but these ones where there's like numerous extra numbers, because the numerous extra numbers really are normally moons. Ice planets like that one. That's not a bad looking one up there. Spider-Man planet. You want one where it comes up with like a straight, you know, 16 objects, nothing else. Those are your best ones. I need to go back, because I used to have a really good knack of hitting them with my setup, and then and then over time, because it was all in my head, over time I changed different things like different suns and whatnot, and ended up messing it up. I used to hit them quite a lot. I'd go through huge, like the RNG throws in a ton of crap, but it generally comes in big chunks. So you'll hit like 30 systems. So that wasn't a bad one to hit 19 objects, but because it's a G star, the G stars actually technically, I think the F stars have actually overtaken them in the real statistics, but the G stars throw up more Earth lakes and water worlds. Well, more Earth lakes, I think, and the water worlds tend to pop up in the F stars. But I think statistically, actually, the F stars are throwing up more Earth lakes by the looks of it. And those are the ones you don't like. 4 astronomical objects, you know that's probably going to be suns. Or with one gas giant and cradled amongst them. I'm really interested to see what they throw at us actually in the Discovery update. I think that's going to be interesting to see what they throw at us. I would love if there was something that helps us Discovery type players to just pick up those better systems a little bit quicker. I'm not against going through the clutter to find the good stuff. I'm not against it at all, but I think at the moment the RNG just doesn't throw it up enough. He says dropping in on a binary water. God, it's 124 light years though, and it's a K-star. So unless they're right next to it, and you never know, you can normally kind of make rough judgments through this. I'm gonna have to give it a miss, I'm afraid. I can't afford to be traveling 100,000 light seconds. So, big question, is everybody looking forward to E3? Is everybody looking forward to E3 next week? Isn't that down in your area, Jess? I think it's going to be a really good one this week. I think there's a lot of people trying to kind of outdo each other. You've got to bring the good stuff this year because Rockstar are bringing out Red Dead Redemption. It is Jess, yes. Where did he think I was? Yeah, because I haven't streamed. And I haven't actually been doing it in my off time either. Whoops, sorry man. Not doing too bad though. I'm going to get through a ton of it tonight. Maybe even more than a ton of it actually. I don't know. I don't know how much I'm going to get through tonight. But I am trying to do it at a pretty fast pace. Ooh, good question. Hang on. And I spent some money on something, but I can't remember. I think I got about 55, 60 million, I think. Or was it no, it was 70 million. It was 76, if I remember rightly. And that's a quite specific number, and I think it's because I remember it was a lot more than I thought. My rough numbers in my head going out is I'd logged maybe 40 million, but I wasn't counting on all the first discoveries and whatnot. I think you get a 30% bonus for first time discoveries or something. It's quite a lot, or a 50% bonus. It's really high. And if you're just going through system after system, you just start racking it up. That's high metal content, unfortunately. Just looked like it could possibly be a water world. And don't forget, I've got this dude on board who's paying 34 million. As long as I can drop him off in the bubble. If I can't drop him off in the bubble, I'm not getting anything for him. It was pretty good. I took it very, very slow on the way out though. And then obviously on the way back, instead of coming directly, I went below the galactic plane so I could get that, you know, that shot of being high above the Milky Way, which I've been wanting to get for a long time. Unfortunately though, I don't know where I've put it. Actually no, I think he's a real softie. I think the long distance ones are generally alright. Okay, so he doesn't react well to hull danger, but that's fine as long as I don't smash my ship on the way out. He's laid back, so he doesn't care. He's low value. He doesn't like being scanned, but I can do a cold run going in, and then performing illegal actions. Doesn't like that, but again, I'm not going to be doing anything illegal, so. I've just had a really bad feeling. Yeah, I don't know if I can collect. I thought I'd collected my rewards. I did collect my reward because I remember cashing it in. I'm sure of it. Oh, I can't remember how you spell it now. Let's have a look. Oh no, this one was in the bubble. This one's in the bubble. It is. I know it is. It's there. Okay, so 11 million for that as well, and I only did it for an hour or so. No, I'm alright when I'm doing it in a DBX. Especially this one. This one doesn't run super cool, but it runs pretty cool. You know, if you're doing it in an Anaconda or something, that's a different kettle of fish. Funnily enough, actually, the first guy I pulled up in Colonia, I bumped myself on the way out, and they ejected immediately. Hate those gas giant systems, they're complete and utter waste of time. Good evening, children. If you've just joined the stream, feel free to come by and the chat and say hello. If you're enjoying the stream, you've been watching for a while, click that like button. Alright Jess, catch you later. Have a good evening. Or good day actually. "8-7, you started the 9-7. Ah well. You know, nobody escapes age. I think this one might be too slightly far out for some reason. I don't know why I feel that way. But, oh no, it is terraformable. This game really loves to prove you wrong. I mean, I'm not going to knock it. I'd rather be proven wrong and take the money. I must be getting pretty level with the galactic plane now. Okay, so you are flying with Ineffectual Gamer Commander Swifty, and I'm currently on my way back to the bubble. Now I've covered before the stream started, and now I've started. I've done like 100 odd jumps. Not doing too badly. Could be doing a little bit better, but we're gonna keep moving on and keep moving up and making our way back towards the bubble. And then, who knows what we'll do when we get there. Cash in a load of money, I'm hoping. Oh, I'm still a fair way, Kathina. Still a fair way. Like, you have to remember how far I went below the galactic plane, so I'm kind of making my way toward it now, but I'm still a fair way off. I don't know, if I hack through it a little bit offline in the next few days, I'm going to be doing a lot of marking and stuff, so I guess I can do a few jumps while I'm doing that and not really stop and scan anything. I should be alright. I've been shifting it now, like, you know, I really have. I've really started shifting today in particular, as opposed to all the other days I wasn't logged in. But you get what I mean. I've actually really started shifting it. Doesn't help when I come across these ones, but because that's right in the zone. That I have to go get it. I have to go get it. It's right in the zone, Kathina. I could say I'm going to get you discovering stuff, but I would probably literally have to kill myself on stream. I won't be doing anything else now until, well, I was going to say until the summer, but it's actually nearly the summer. At the end of the month, it's the summer. I was thinking of doing a run to Beagle Point, but I don't think that's going to happen this summer. I really don't. I know I always say never, but I've got my fill of exploration now. And considering I only went there to do this one thing, does that mean I have to do the combat stream first? You would never go to Sajay. Now I know you're lying. Yeah. You'd never go to Sajay. It'd take you forever. I might do a combat stream one day, if it means you go to Sajay. No, the thing is, Deckard, it's if I decide to go into combat, it's actually breaking the character. Anybody knows and watches my Division streams or my Ghost Recon streams or even my Grand Theft Auto streams. I don't know if I've actually streamed Grand Theft Auto, but anyway. I don't mind doing combat stuff. It was just, this is the one game where I thought, oh, you know, not superbly interested in it, but and kind of with the, what do you say, with the discovery updates, you don't quite know what you're gonna see, you know, what new stuff you're gonna see coming. So, but I might have to do it now just to get Kathina to go to Sajay. Might be worth it in itself. Oh, hang on a minute. No, I get what you mean. I mean, you know, when I don't really go into the data zone on the Division because of that, and people tell me I'm missing out on that as well. You know, it's kind of all down to your personal preferences. It's not to say I'm not going to do it. I'm just kind of averse to it. I thought, like, I did think about getting a PS4 account to do it, but then I realised, like, to do any instancing with anybody else, you have to pay. Sod that. Oh, I get you, Deckard, as well, but I actually like shooty stuff. I don't mind it. Don't know, we'll have to see, you never know. Okay, so now I'm hitting the rough patch, which means it's going to be jumping and moving on. Well, actually, anybody who knows me knows that I love The Division because it's not just a shoot game, but one-on-one it does become like that. But I love how tactical it is. I really do. Well, look, the good thing about the new exploration update is apparently they're going to take on board something I've been saying for a while, which is that they're going to put some more stuff on planets and more things to find, and I think that's super important. Oh look, there's a hand of God there. Or a foot of God, whichever way you want to look at it. To be honest with you, it's probably an easy way to make money sitting in a high res or whatever, or just an area, and even taking out small ships. You're probably going to rake in money a lot faster. And yeah, I'm sure there's an RNG to that as well. And to be honest with you, I'll have to get on with it at some point, because with E3 around the corner, you never know what games are going to get thrown up.
Whoops.
Well, to be honest with you, Kathina, the whole Mitter and Hollow thing threw me earlier. I'm like, why put a ship there in the first place? And then, did nobody check it before they moved it? Like, did nobody do, like, did they not have a server where they can go, do that, how does that look, or how does that work? Boggles my mind. Ooh, head of state tourist. I should look into that actually. That'd be quite cool. Yeah, I mean, some of them pay really well. I've had a couple where you get, you know, like 12 million credits for about 20 minutes work of pottering somebody around in silent. It's actually not a bad way of making money, and you get to see a few places. But if it's in the same station, you generally go to the same location. So they need to stretch that out as well, instead of always going to the same places. Oh, if that's terraformable, then this one's terraformable, so we got double bubble. Well, just take two compartments, take him and Hillary together. Kill two birds with one stone. Oh, and you'll have to keep an eye out on my next playthrough of Detroit Become Human as well. I'm actually, in my off time, I'm going to go back and change a couple of those first instances, you know, where I was saying that Connor should act in a certain way and I didn't go down that route. So I'm just going to go back and change a couple of those little things. Kara, I was pretty much on the point I wanted to be with her. Like, I want her to over time kind of get closer to the kid and whatnot. And then Marcus. If you hated Marcus before, oh, if you hated Marcus before, I'm gonna have you biting the screen. Trying to bite his nose off. So, good. We're hitting a couple of good ones now, which is good because I thought we were going to be in the middle of a crappy run, but we're doing all right. What have we been? 2 hours now in stream, and I don't know how many water worlds I've hit. Oh no, only an hour and a half in stream actually, so I'm doing really well. Really, really well. Hey children, if you're enjoying the stream, please hit that like button. If you're really enjoying it, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. And come and say hello in the chat, that's what it's there for. Don't be shy. I haven't found on those ammonia planets since I've become an ammonia planet sniffer. Actually. Call him what you will, Kathina. He's leader of the free world. Tells you enough. She was just as bad. She wasn't squeaky clean, believe me. Just go look at the stuff she's been involved in the last few years. They're all as bad as each other. Not one of them's got any human decency in them. That's how they manage to be able to drop bombs on children every day. They don't care. Give me one second. Okay. The thing about Trump is that there was somebody I was listening to earlier. I can't remember one person who he sacked anyway. Who basically turned around and said, somebody said, "What's your biggest fear of Trump now that you've met him?" And he just went, I have a real fear that he has no moral compass. And that's saying a lot. I thought I'd never say that about a president. Well, this is where I start playing devil's advocate, and it's not that I'm backing those people. It's not that I'm backing that decision, whether or not I would anyway. It's very, very easy to shout idiots at people, but there is a reason people have voted in this way. You can't tell me it's not just in England. It's happening all over Europe. In each country, the political shelf is shifting. So in the countries that are very left-wing leaning have started pushing to the right. The places that previously were more right-wing leaning are now pushing to the left, and it's because people are feeling that their needs are not being taken care of, and therefore they're going to just vote for the shittest person out there. Or the shittest option, or the easiest option, what they think's the easiest option. Yeah, I think Deckard, you said it in the right way. It's that you've said professional liars, and I've said this. Being in a position of power in this day and age is not a noble profession. It used to be a noble profession for a lot of people. It's now rich people trying to make themselves and their friends richer in every country. And the thing is that most of them go to school to learn how to be a politician, and that is scary, because they're not learning economics and how to change the world. They're learning, how do I lie better than the other ones? How do I sweep stuff under the carpet better than the other one? Yes, I don't disagree. That's how Hitler got into power. But I think that's a that's kind of first level reason why people do that. I don't think that's the only reason. Although it doesn't matter where you live in the world, people are xenophobic. Here in Spain, racism is rife, and not just against black people or Moroccan people or whatever. It's against their own. You don't come from the right area. See, there's another country yesterday, Spain ousted, was it yesterday or the day before, Spain ousted their president on a vote of no confidence. And a socialist party has taken over from a very, very far right-wing party. Oh yeah, there is a thing. There's definitely a thing in England with with people. I've heard a lot of people kind of saying, "Oh well, these Polish people can go home and leave the jobs, and then we'll have jobs." And I'm like, "Hang on, the Polish people are only here doing the jobs you didn't want to do in the first place." And everybody, unfortunately, everybody in the 90s and 2000s went to university and got, unfortunately, the majority of them got a completely useless degree. And now it's like, oh well, let's blame my mistakes on those people. But in another way, even if you had tried to keep up with them, you wouldn't be able to, because let's not forget, immigrants always work for less money, less safety nets, should we say. I think, like I say, I think things have to change in government, and the people have to start being listened to and looked after, and then maybe they'll start making the correct decisions. I mean, like I say, in Spain, right where I live in Spain, in the town I live in, I live on a main shopping street. Okay. There's not one black person working on this street. Not one. There's not one Moroccan person. There's on the corner. There's a couple of South Americans working in one place, because they get paid minimum wage, and they work 6 AM till 8:30 at night. No, that is the mad part. That is, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. People have to work for their money. They have to work for a living. Even if you're getting benefits, I'm not talking about creating a benefit system like in America, where you get benefits in America, yet you're supposed to work a full-time job in some cases for some company who's getting a tax break by taking these people on. I'm not on about that, but there has to be something in place. There also has to be something in place to make sure that people who are unemployed are at least looking for work. When I used to be unemployed for a short time in the UK, I saw people walking into the job centre and getting signed off for 2 weeks in their pyjamas. And it wasn't a one-off thing. Yet the person behind the desk would be pushing me to prove what I'd been doing looking for a job. And when I said, why do you do that? Why are you pushing me, and why does somebody like that just sign on and walk out? The guy basically said, because you can work and you can get a job. Which I thought was a really scary thing to hear from somebody who works in that sector, because it made me realise that they know. Just keep paying them their free money and
You go
going drunk. It's a good idea, that, Deckard. If ever I come back, if ever I go back to the UK, I'll do that. The funny thing is, Kathina, actually, is if we actually stopped bombing half those countries that the refugees are coming in from, then you wouldn't have the refugee problems at home. Refugee problems, as they say. I'm not saying that there actually is a problem. The other thing is that if we stopped buying these bloody bombs and stuff in order to pay for all that, then you wouldn't have so many homeless people and so many people in bad situations. I think it's really scary when I watch like stuff in America with so many people in America who are on the streets, families, not just singular people. You know, luckily in England we have a good enough system to take care of a family that gets put on the street. Not that I think they actually have any more right. The children obviously do, but in some parts of the world, in what we consider the free world, there's families living in tents and stuff. It's ridiculous. And for all the taxes we pay and everything, there's no excuse for it. There's zero excuse for it. Completely zero excuse. And yet we just get told, oh, we'll look at that another time, we can't afford it or whatever. And we don't do anything as a group of people. We don't do anything.
Frameshift drive charging.
No, will it hell? They'll go more bombs for somewhere or other. The only good thing to come from the taxes on cigarettes, the only good thing to come from it, is it will actually price some people completely out of it. Where they won't be able to have that habit, but sadly they'll probably take up another habit. You're looking around the world at the moment, there's a heroin epidemic in quite a lot of Western countries. I mean, it's almost non-existent here in Spain. I'm not saying it doesn't happen like in the cities and whatnot, but everywhere else it's not like it is in the UK or the US. Oh, we're not travelling that far. It's not that much cheaper in France though now. It's not cheap anywhere to smoke. Maybe Andorra. Andorra's pretty cheap. What you need to really have, Kathina, at the end of the day, is a revolution in the politics. So you need to actually either have somebody come in who's so bad that everybody else is fighting to give you a better option 4 years afterwards, and then you can, as a people, you can really start pushing them to give you better stuff. But the problem in politics is you can essentially lie in Parliament and on a campaign trail. You can completely lie and never get pulled up about it. There's no legal course for pulling you up on it. So you can stand there in Parliament before an election and say everybody in the country is going to get a new Ferrari, and you don't have to go through with it once you're in power. And there's no recourse for that. Yeah, you probably do, yeah. Well, that's one of the reasons I think the Conservatives are so hell-bent on privatising the NHS, is because I think they want to get it sold off and get their kickbacks as quickly as possible. And whoever's in power when it all happens is going to make the most money out of it. And I think that's why they're hell for leather going on for Brexit, because the European Parliament won't be there to defend anybody in the UK who tries to stand in its way. That could be a hipster thing though, Deckard. Well, not hipster, but you know what I mean. Okay people, Bob's gonna be in a minute, so you all know what to say. We've been expecting you. Hey Nero, how's it going? I'm gonna have to stop speaking politics because 2 people have disliked the video. I think some of your fingers pressed the wrong button. I don't know if it's that. I think, like I've said before, it's my bloody stream. Fuck off. The thing is, I don't see how they can dislike me. I'm right down the middle generally. I think they're all as bad as each other. I know, I noticed. What's happened? Has it been a couple of months? I was just thinking about you the other day because somebody came in who was on Xbox. Right, yo. Bugger all in this one. Why, what did I do now, Kathina? Tilting again. Ooh, this could be a good one. Rubs hands. I hate it when it does that. Absolutely hate it. Ah, somebody took away their unlike now. Thank you, whoever took it away. Zoomski. Let's go. Making good time, actually. I was going to tell Nero to hurry up and answer me, but I'm not sure if he's typing from an Xbox, so that can take a long time. I don't know how Jess keeps up on the PlayStation, to be honest. Wow, that's a big move. What happened, if you don't mind me asking? There's nothing wrong with a little bit of solitude, you know. I'm considering. I live in a medium-sized town. I was thinking about relocating to somewhere a bit smaller, in the mountains. I just want a log fire. That's all it is. Is it really the beginning of April? No. Can't have been that long. No. Can't have been that long. What do you... Life moves pretty fast. If you don't stop and look round once in a while, it'll pass you by. What's the name of the village, Nero? Can we drive around it in Google Earth? Midlife crisis. Not more people should do it if they can do it. If you hate your job. I think he does, yeah. No, not the. I think he just. Yeah, I think he just. I'm assuming so. Bloody hell. Well, at least I was thinking of you, Nero. it's hard sometimes because you don't know why people disappear. It's really strange. Like, I've not seen Pizza Man for months. He's still a patron, but I've not seen him in months. Tangent disappeared. Cyber disappeared. Yeah, me too, Kathina. in all honesty, I can't even get it to work so that I can type messages. Five jumps, so I've actually done alright tonight. Oh, and we're hitting Earth Lakes. No, we're hitting Water Worlds. He stopped completely, and that really worries me because he did work on the roads all the time. He was always driving, and he's just completely disappeared. He stopped producing anything on his channel. He hasn't been logging into into Discord at all, from what I can tell. Very, very strange for him. See, he was kind of doing his little videos and everything, and hey Bob, we've been expecting you. We actually were this time. Oh well, I actually, Marshall, I've only streamed a couple of times since coming back, so I don't know what, maybe 5 hours in total. I'm about halfway, and I did come like down here way below the galactic plane, over like somewhere over here, and then I've kind of angled it back up to here. I never had you as a Canadian, Nero. I don't know why. It's one of those things, just never had you as a Canadian. Are you a Canucks fan then? I love the Green Men. Oh, what, Bob? Why isn't it showing up? To go to the right coordinate. I found it really easily. Yeah, you need to hide. Not from me. You need. It's a good job you typed that. You didn't say it out loud or anything. So, you don't like hockey, eh? By the way, anybody who's never seen it, there's an amazing Canadian version of the American TV show Cops, and it's called You Are Under Arrest. Some of the funniest shit you'll ever see. Honestly, if you've never seen it, it's called You Are Under Arrest. Check it out on YouTube to see if there's any outtakes. Absolutely hilarious. Whoa, look at this thing we're heading towards. Look at the size of that now. That is a beautiful thing. Ice hockey is actually really good fun. I love it. No, it's more like five-a-side football on skates, with some fighting. It's a North American sport. They've all got fighting in them somewhere. The only one that doesn't is basketball, which I think they should actually introduce fighting in basketball. I think I found it in the dark though, but Bob, you haven't had any problems with instancing not instancing, but you know we went to look for those other things and couldn't find them. You don't think... Because I think I found it in the dark and it wasn't really difficult to find, that I remember. I'd have to go back and watch the stream. There's not as much fighting in hockey as you'd like, or as I would like. I don't mind a bit of fighting if they get paid for it. I love MMA, but I like MMA because it's not what people think it is at all. And for the most part, taking out Conor McGregor, the fans are respectful. Sorry, the fighters are respectful. Overly so. Some situations. The thing is, the hockey players don't even fight very well because they've got all that equipment on. Normally it takes about 6 punches to the head before one of them realises that he's not going to get his knuckles back. Wait. Actually, I admire their ability to see a little black puck that's moved at about 100 miles an hour. I've been at a live game and it's pretty bloody hard to follow sometimes. I don't have too much trouble now, but I've been watching it for years. But originally the reason I brought it up is because where close to where Nero lives, the hockey team have a really famous pair of fans who dress up in those gimp suits, I guess you call them. Those green all-in-one morph suits, I think they're called. And every time an opposing player gets sent to what's called the sin bin, they basically do things outside the windows just to wind them up, and it's pretty funny. You can look at them up, the Vancouver Green Men. Scooter, bloody hell. Learn more and more about you each day. Some of it is downright scary. Oh, we're back in... Oh, we're at a spaceport, okay. I should land here. I should do a landing here. Check out how much my my data's worth. Actually, should I bother? No, I shouldn't bother, should I? I didn't say they weren't. Didn't say they were. No, actually, I'm not going to stop off. I'm just going to replot. Not much. Who is that? Can never work out how you do this. Yeah, but I want to know who it is. And why did they just disappear? Blow me neck. Who is that? Why won't it let me click on them? This game is great, people. Ah, it's Marshall. It is Marshall. I did, about 3 times. But I worked it out my own way. Have you been to Beagle Point yet, Marshall? Ah, yes, so you do, yeah, okay. Ah, he's doing a good job out there. Does it feel lonely yet, Marshall? Mental. Right, so it's a few jumps. I can actually cut this down a little bit. I've thought about it, Marshall. It's definitely something for the future. I do want to do it. Actually, I don't need A stars. I'll go down to the M stars, I think. So we got it down from 200 to 207. So I didn't even need to. Has it actually gone up? Alright, as long as I know what we're dealing with. Oh, now it's gone up. That's 20 minutes of extra jumps. Oh, that would be cheating though. Thanks for the offer, but I have to see it for me. But that's a good offer, actually. Maybe you can offer that to Kathina. She will never, ever, ever, ever. Did I say never, ever? Never, ever? Never, ever? She will never go out there. Yes, I very well might be. To be honest, it's all depending on what's going to be coming in the updates. Don't wish too much, Kathina. We might have to move out. There is though. You can find stuff out there. Kathina did a stream? Let me guess. Long leather trench coat, whip. And a mouse trap in the shape of a set of balls. This is a really weird one. No. You've never said my stream was great, Bob. Bob, we've got to do some mining when I come back. You. You. I wish that was the case, Marshall. I wish. Just make sure I delete online to log in everything now. It is, isn't it? Yeah, okay, cool. Right, Howski. So I don't know if that one is terraformable. It is. Ooh. And would you believe it's unexplored as well? Bloody hell. Oops. That was an intelligent thing to do. Oh, you have? I just don't remember. I'm an ungrateful bastard. That's the thing. It's my problem. What the hell? Hang on. Have I not got it? It's getting that time of night, people. I can't even frame shift properly. I don't know, there have to be ones when I'm awake, Athena, because I'll be honest, some of them. Bloody hell. I know that some of my streams I've literally sat there for the whole time going, ah! I know, we want to be scooping. Oh, we might just overheat a little bit here, but never mind. Yeah. Yes, I'll get back to that sometime. It's just medical reasons at the moment I don't want to drink, and as you can see I'm back in the mountains and stuff, so I'm really happy about that. I just have to cool it down for a bit, so there you go, there's the first one. Have to cool it down a little bit, and then until I feel comfortable, then I don't have to be drinking so much. I miss the drunk streams as well sometimes because it can be pretty funny. I think I fell asleep in one. Really, really good. I mean, considering like the only reason I've climbed what 3 times now. No, well, I've done 4 long walks. The only reason I haven't hit the top of the mountain in the last time and the 2 weeks before that was simply because of weather. The weather here is so unpredictable at the moment, and in the mountains it's even more unpredictable. And so I didn't manage to peak it the other day, but I think I'm going to be going again at the weekend with a friend and going much earlier in the mornings, and we're not going to be climbing from where I climbed from before. We're going to climb from a little bit higher up, so should be able to peak it, and that would be really nice. And after that, the world's my oyster, really. Might even do some of the Camino Santiago in the winter, if I have any time. Well, the funny thing is, Kathleen, and all my doctors have been like, all my doctors have kind of been stumped as to what was wrong with me. And then when that lad, I can't remember who said it in stream, somebody was in stream one night and just said, "Oh, my dad used to drink and he started having problems with his feet." So I thought, "Oh, I'll cut it down for a while." Luckily, I haven't got too much of an addictive personality. I gave up smoking overnight. Can't give up coffee, it's not happening, but I think my biggest problem is I come from a family of drinkers. That's my biggest issue. I mean, I suppose if I give up coffee at any point, I can just go into meth. Apparently, you lose a lot of weight on that. I actually couldn't give up coffee. It's too much of a part of my life. I mean, if somebody said tomorrow like it was life-threatening, I would, but yeah, I can't function before coffee, but I don't get a kick out of it or anything. That's the thing. I think it's just the whole the process. Exactly, Deckard. I won't have pallbearers, I'll be going straight in the furnace. I'll just be Disco Inferno playing in the background. Yeah, exactly. That's the same with me. There's some freeze-dried ones which I can palate, but it's nowhere near the same. Nowhere near the same. But yeah, I can have like... I used to drink nothing but espresso because I had one of those, you know, the Italian style espresso maker, not the machine one, the one you put on the gas, and or the electric, I suppose. And yeah, I used to drink one of them in the morning and then bugger off back to bed. Just never got to me. Gotta be a bit careful here. The last couple of jumps I've not quite got my fuel. I don't want to be getting to a point where I'm having to turn back to get the fuel, so... Yeah, I mean, it just, there's a huge difference. Huge difference. I'm a little bit spoilt because I've got a coffee shop literally on the corner of my street which does fresh ground stuff from all over the world. And it's not that expensive. It's about I think it's like £4 for 400 grams. It's yeah, about 4. I think I pay £3.80 for 400 grams. It's really not bad going. It's actually nearly as expensive to buy a pot of Nescafe. Now, the only difference is you probably get a few more drinks out of the Nescafe, but it's a really good price. It actually does, Bob. It smells eminently better than it tastes. A bit like vanilla. Ever run your tongue down a vanilla pod? Urgh. The hell was that, son? I haven't changed my... Why am I hitting a ton of gas giants now? F. It's got F and G in the... Funny you should say that. I stopped eating sugar a couple of months ago. Just trying to cut it out my diet. Where it's not needed, and people told me I've lost a bit of weight. I'm not too sure, but and just I think that the coffee, I actually enjoy the coffee more without the sugar. I still have some days I have a drop of milk in it, but it's only certain days. Like the weekends and stuff like that, because I also love a really super strong coffee with pure cream. It's great. You can only have one, but 'Cause that's another thing. I have like a fresh dairy shop on my corner as well. I've always been a savoury eater. I'd much rather have like a salami rather than like a slice of salami and olives than M&Ms or whatever. If I'm watching a movie or something like that, you know. I used to drink nothing. I used to eat nothing but cane sugar. So as raw as I could get it, basically. But then even that, I was just like, I really, if I don't need it, I don't need it. And unfortunately, there's just so many products that I like as well, where it has sugar in it, and there's no way you're going to get around it. So kind of always, you just have to do it that way. That's something I couldn't eat. I couldn't give up meat. Never. Oh, just couldn't do it. Today I had pork chops, but I'm a complete believer in it. If you've never done it, try it. I brine all my pork chops now. I never eat just a regular pork chop. So yesterday I brined it in habanero, Worcester sauce, apple cider vinegar, a couple of other bits and bobs, and water. Just brined it for 12 hours. Cooked it up today. It tastes amazing. I've even tried brining chicken, and that works really well as well. Do you know who do like olives? Actually, green olives is cats. Cats go mental for green olives. Apparently, they've got the same oil in them as catnip. I much prefer green ones to black, and especially one here they have called gazpacho, which is it's in like a spicy tomato sauce. What's spicy tomato brine. No, but Kathina, you wouldn't. Honestly, you wouldn't go back. It tastes so much better. So much better. It can make a really cheap cut taste completely different. I'm even thinking about trying it with cheap beef as well, actually. Oh well, sorry about that, but I love food, love cooking. Big passion. Don't mind a bit of lamb. Bit expensive on the expensive side, but don't mind it. I actually want to get into smoking meat. I'd love to be able to do that at home. Meat and cheese. By the way, people, this is an Elite Dangerous channel. Just you haven't accidentally come along on the cooking channel or the Food Network. But if you are enjoying what you're watching, regardless, do hit that like button, please. Wow, we're hitting so many of these now, and I haven't hit gas systems for ages. Not for ages. No, but it's a good idea, Marshall. Elite Dangerous Dishes. Like a space version of the Hairy Bikers. Ooh, the real Aaron Keener. I'm so sorry about that. I didn't realise I hadn't changed it. So, I'll pop over to Twitch and change that. Thanks for letting me know. You're right, it isn't The Division. But I'm looking forward to Division 2. Are you? Only got a week to wait. Then we're gonna find out. No wonder I have no followers on Twitch. They're all tuning into the wrong game. There's a chair. Bum bum bum. How the hell do I change it? I've forgotten. The problem with it on Twitch is you're always chasing it. Dangerous. Oh, you bastard. I know the field's required. Will do. Keep in touch in the future for when I am playing The Division though, won't you? Alright. Save that and swapped it over. Although it doesn't look like it's changed. Why is it not changing? Ah, there you go. I think that's changed it now. Right. Yeah, I can always smush it into the camera, Mash. Oh, I don't know, Bob. Might want to try lamb from the Basque country. Actually, you'd probably like it there. It's very similar to Wales. Greener than green. They're quite famed for their meats in the Basque country. Rightfully so. I did know that, Kathina. Do you know the French also do it, and they actually sell ducks as well in a tin? The French sell almost everything in a tin or frozen, and they call themselves the connoisseurs of the world. And seriously, they sell everything in a tin over there. The French have a chicken in a tin, duck in a tin. They have some of the weirdest stuff in tins in France, actually. I guess it's, I don't know if it's something to do with the war, but they absolutely love their tinned food. Oh, Chris. I don't know if they do canned baguettes, but they actually there is machines at the side of the road. I'm not even kidding. At the side of the motorway, where if you're driving home and you just think, "Oh crap, I forgot the bread," you can pull over and the machine dispenses a baguette right there and then. Hey Julie, how goes it? Could that be a hidden one? No, it's a hidden water world. I wasn't expecting that. You do realise though, Kathina, you have to cook it. You don't eat it like that. You have to well, I'm sure you probably don't have to, but I think you're probably expected to reheat it in an oven, so it goes a bit crispy, I would suppose. It does say fully cooked, but I'm sure you probably... There's a lot of things you get which are kind of already cooked, but you wouldn't eat them uncooked, if you get what I mean. It's probably just... means it's safe to heat up as you go. Oh, there's a hidden one. Well spotted, Swifty. Thank you very much, Swifty. Don't mind if I do. Go out and tag it. And it's untagged. It's tagged. Don't say that now. Oh crap, it was. I didn't even notice because I saw all these weren't. Damn you, Holgman. Oh, I was hoping because when I first jumped out, there's some eagle eyes there, Marshall. When I first jumped out, I thought I was on a good line because I immediately hit unknown systems. So I was hoping I was on a good line, but I guess I'm not. Oh. Murdering plot. Well, it's a shame it was tagged, but never mind. We shall move on. I don't know yet, Julie. Why'd you ask? Honestly, I haven't really thought about it. I didn't... I thought I'd save it for anywhere that I want to rank up, but... don't know. See, that one's not tagged, mind you, it's just a high metal content. That's probably why. And those are too far out the way, unfortunately. I think that's high metal content as well. Yep. Oh yeah, I can probably drop some off in Lave. Who am I selling to? Or is it just to the system, isn't it? You weren't the first, Julie. You won't be the last. What are you doing? I have to, because I feel bad because I've not listened to the podcast in yonks. Do you not listen to the podcast, Kathina? Is that an instruction to me, Bob? It sounds quite threatening. Turn Galnet on. Oh, look. Yeah, all these are getting tagged now and everything. These are actually not too far to travel to. Making sure that's not a hidden. It's not a hidden one because somebody did tag that anyway. Okay, so look. Still want the money from it. And for 4 planets, it's worth it. Ah, right, okay, I get it. I was just trying to plug Lave Radio because they do a really good podcast, and through their website you can access Escape Velocity, which is an Elite Dangerous radio show, which is put together by a small theatre workshop group, which is good. Hang on, what? Bob, have you gone all Silence of the Lambs? Rubs the lotion into its skin or it gets the hose again. Bum 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 bum. Can you hear the lambs, Clarice? No, we had them for lunch, sorry. Okay. My mum told me never go to Northampton. I love this spot. It's so nice with all of these. Just look at how many nebula there are. It's unbelievable. Good evening, Joe Soap. Would anybody be interested in a live stream when E3's on? Don't know if anybody would be interested in that. As kind of new stuff gets revealed. I might just do it anyway. And did I just pick a sun there? It's a silly move, wasn't it? Oh, it was Joe playing Warcraft. Judas. Whenever I get back to the bubble again, so it'll probably be sometime at the weekend, Bob, I think. Sounds worse than it is. I'm not that far from the bubble, but I'm only going to be doing three streams this week because work's pretty hectic. And one of them is going to be the retro stream. So it'll probably be sometime at the late weekend, I think. That only happened that one time. That was because I was drunk. Those are the streams you enjoy. I mean, if you look at where I started off tonight, I made quite a lot of headway. My cat keeps yawning and eyeballing me like, are we going to bed yet? So my cat gets fed when we go to bed. That is an ice world, please. Yeah, rock ice world. Yeah, basically. She's a sweetheart, but she's just like... she's just a big ball. But life for her is moving between meal to meal. And she just keeps looking up like, can I have another half hour extra? We're going to eat. .3.1's dropping on the 28th. Don't know what's happening in 3.1. I know what's supposedly happening. Whether it will. There is a new chieftain, yep. The crate. Isn't it wing mining missions that they're updating though? So that could be alright. Never know. Yeah, it's the crate. I mean, it's, you know, this is like when Rockstar shows something and you know what it is. If it's not the crate, what's it gonna be? You know? It's one of those silly things. At least I'll have enough money to buy one off the bat. It does me, Joe, it really does, because the amount of people they lose because of it drives me mental. Like we were in the last stream, we were talking about it. If they had the money that Star Citizen had, yeah, I don't know if it's the Challenger, like, I don't know. It's strange. From what I'm just looking at a little picture of the engines in that photograph, and there is no top part to the ship, so that photograph of the engines can't be the Challenger. I don't think. As well, because the Challenger's engines are on its kind of on its fins, aren't they? Quickly, better hope there's bugger all here. I just think that I think about it along the lines, Joe, of like an open world game. Okay, what's the point in having the biggest open world map possible in the history of open world games and then not populate it, or at least not put things out there to be found you know, or to be, you know, there's the odd thing to be found, and they say we haven't found other stuff. But you know, I'll play it for a long time more. But I know they've lost a lot of people. They've lost a lot of people. And I know that there's a lot of lore, and you've got to allow the stories to develop, because essentially it's been done in real time and everything. But there could have been so much more backstory packed into it. Yeah, there is, yeah. And you know, funny thing is, Kathina, just because they showed that photograph of the engines doesn't mean that's the actual ship that you're getting. That could just be a ploy. That's a Sandy move, that. Get everybody excited for one ship and then releasing something else. I mean, I can't pee on the game too much because I'm still here playing it. We have. Yeah. No, they're working on the other big releases, aren't they? And they did say all along that they would have a few small releases in between. What worries me is when stuff gets implemented half the time it doesn't work. That really bothers me. Because that's pure incompetence when you do that. It's not like it's one thing, it's every time there is a release, every time there is an update. Shed ton of stuff doesn't work properly. Then everybody gets in a pissing match about, because numbers have had to be balanced and whatnot, everybody gets into a pissing match over, because there's a new money making thing. And I don't know, it just seems to go around in circles a little bit. I've said it before and I'll keep on saying it. I just think that there's a severe limitation with the engine. I really do. I think there's a massive... I think that's why it takes so long to do the smallest things. I think they're having to go back and tweak stuff and reprogram stuff, and that has an effect, and so they go back and they reprogram that. But I mean, releasing that Guardian tech not so long ago, that didn't work or whatever. I mean, how's that possible? When they first released the wing, wing delivery missions, they were absolute farce. Yeah, well, here I go again saying it again, but you look at something like The Division, which at launch was accepted, but once everybody kind of leveled up and got to the end game, people were like, this is absolute crap. And Ubisoft and Massive just kept on and kept on and kept on with it, and now, you know, they've built an amazing game. And now at E3 they're gonna unveil number 2, which I think The Division was the fastest selling Ubisoft game in the history of Ubisoft, so or the biggest selling game they had. So, and now The Division 2, because of the good feedback they're getting on the work they've done on Division 1, Division 2 is going to go on and sell even more. Funnily enough, one thing they are, and this is one of the reasons I think that maybe the game is limited in certain ways, is one thing they are very, very good at is stopping hacks. This game is almost impossible to hack. Not that I've tried, but I know people in certain communities who said, yeah, we tried it, you can't hack anything, and what you can hack gets spotted and you get banned really quickly. So, you know, at least they've got that over the likes of Rockstar and stuff, who still Rockstar have done official live streams when there is somebody within the lobby modding the game as they're trying to do a live video broadcast, which I think is hilarious. Oh, yeah. But there isn't a lot of botting in the game, is there? As far as I've been told, the only thing you can really do is things like there are, well, I've seen them, there are macros out there which will automate discovery. But they're not really fully automated, because until you actually scan a planet you don't know what it is. So they can automate the process of jumping system to system, but you can't get anything to kind of finish your wing delivery mission for you, or you can't get anything to act as though you're actually delivering something when you're not. Like in other games, you can trick the server into thinking you've done something when you actually haven't. I'm not in the stream. Yeah, there's not a lot of people that do it, is there actually? I've only got 10 reloads available. I just noticed there was one for life support there, but I didn't... Can you do that while you're running out of... So... it was just a thought. Ah, well, we've had our delivery stuff and whatnot, and mining stuff. Oh yeah, but you wanna back my game, Joe. It's called Star Elite, Star Dangerous, and I'm selling ship kits for 26,999. So keep an eye out for that, won't you? Right, children, I am going to call it the end of the night. I've been streaming for roughly 3 hours and 20 minutes, and I only meant to stream for 3 hours. Don't know where that extra 20 minutes came from, but there you go. And I will be back later this week with Ineffectual with Ineffectual Retro and another Elite stream another night, so keep your eyes out for it. Probably, if I'm truthful, Wednesday night, Wednesday night and Thursday night. Okay, so keep an eye out for them, and have a good night, okay? 9-7.